Okie dokie. Deep breaths, everybody. Let me turn on a light here, I guess. Don't like how yellow I'm looking. I don't know if that's any better, but it is what it, oh, maybe actually is that gonna hold? That will not hold. I don't know why I'm messing with this at this time. I'm just gonna turn this off, I think. I like having the extra light, but I don't know. Feeling a little bit like I need to be in my little man cave here a bit, so I guess I'll keep the light off for now. What are we doing? So today is Thursday, and I try to stream Tuesdays and Thursdays around 6 o'clock, and it is a little earlier. I'm actually early for once. Usually I'm like an hour late, but like I try to stream around 6 o'clock for an hour or two. Just try to do a little bit of coding, nothing too serious. We're coming close to. I'm gonna switch over to another screen here. Okay, not enough of that. Here's my schedule. So today is the 20th. So we're trying to finish up our research spike. I feel like this is just going to go till the end of March now, so I'm going to update that. Everything just keeps slipping. We're just slipping and sliding here. But let me... Yeah, so we'll just put this all the way to the end now. How do I get rid of that error? Ooh, dear. I did not want to do that. Where'd we go? Yeah, I think this is just gonna slip till the end of the month. And then this is probably gonna go. You know, let me. This is gonna go. I don't know, like I have this as a design update. I think this is gonna go to like mid-month and I'll start futzing up the design. So essentially, and then this beta might be mid-month as well. I think that's our goal. We're still gonna have to go no-go. Because we're just out of time, right? There's like, I really don't want to push to go no go because that which should be like, you can see right here. I kind of have a set of hot fixes. So like this is just, you know, we're going to clean up the code as much as possible before we go to our event, the Neotropolis event. Yeah. So this is kind of our schedule, and then mid-May we're going to try and make a game. And I don't know how long that's going to go for. That may be like the whole summer is just game. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'll come up with a better setup for my schedule at that point. But I think we'll move this out to at least end of July. It'll be like the summer thing we do is we're going to make a little game. And then we may go back to our Tingo project at the end of the year. No real strong plans of that, but I want to at least try get that going with some of the learnings that we've accomplished here. So that's the schedule for now. Is we're trying to wrap up these research spikes. I know people are getting tired of seeing me just futz around with stuff, but we have learned a lot. We've looked at web USB, we looked at web HID, we looked at web there's another web thing in there. Today we're looking at WebSockets a little bit because I have these devices, right? I don't know how well you can see on the camera here, but I have one here, and I have it connected via cable. And then if I go to look at the, I guess, let's see if I could find it. System settings, yeah. So I was looking at this. So it's this device right here. So it has an IP address. So it's supposed to be running a WebSocket server on the device itself. So what I wanted to do right now is see if I could talk to it and see if I could connect to it, and then see if like I could pass information between another application and this actual device. Get them to communicate to each other would be my goal. Because if I could do that, great. Then I could just plug these things in, call it a day, which is what I really want to do. Otherwise, and we'll see how far we get. I got this other one, which is a little bit of a chip, but ideally what I would do is then write a separate application that kind of parodies what's going on these these devices themselves, and this would be a little bit more robust, I feel. But we'll see here. We'll see what we get going on. So that's the plan for today. Is we're just trying to get a WebSocket going, and it's gonna be mostly just reading some docs. And I'm sorry if it's just gonna be really boring, but the main reason I'm doing this is not to like be like a professional streamer. The main reason is just to force myself to sit down and focus and get something done as a hobby. So it's like, yeah, it's gonna be probably a little boring, and I may get a little quiet at times, but that's the goal. Is essentially try and get something done with this research spike here. The terminal is looking pretty great. I'll go over that real quick. Sometimes I need to pat myself on the back. So what we did is essentially we cleaned up the design a lot. I think it looks a lot nicer now. And then we have it. So this is the old school scanner that I was using. This is like a $20 scanner. We could scan the thing, and we get like each. And that's the one thing I need to fix right now, actually, is the timer. It's not supposed to time out that fast. So that's one bug. Essentially, the goal is, this is like going to tell you what your score is. I really need to make that slower now that I'm looking at it. And we're going to have some more like gamification there. And then this is going to get changed so that all these screens right here will probably just be one screen. And we're going to change it so that it'll be like a global level. So it'll be like a faction screen. So I'll give you information about how the factions are doing. And then we'll have a screen that's going to be alliances. And I'll tell you how the alliances are doing. And then I'll tell you individually. So we're going to break it down that way. So what's going to happen is when you do scan. Oh, you know what it is? I forgot that when you scan, it'll kick you out if you don't click on something. Under Configure Technician. Right here, I kind of started doing a select sponsor, and this is going to be the alliances. And then we're going to have you select your faction after that. So this will give you points to your group, or your group that you'd like to be a part of. So that's going to be, and then ideally what's going to happen once we figure out these guys, right? Once we figure out these little scanners, we'd be able to write this information to our wristband. That's the goal. Ideally, I get this done like today and tomorrow, but who knows how long it's gonna take. I've just been like, it's been a wild ride to get these things to work. I'll tell you that much. So yeah, I'm just gonna put this aside for now. I think what I started to do is I was asking my friend DeepSeek. So I like DeepSeek the best out of all the other AIs out there right now. How would I set up a WebSocket? And I've done this in the past. I want to do kind of like a client system. So I'm not too worried. Like, I don't think I'm going to follow what this is. I'm probably just going to look at the Next.js documentation, because this doesn't really seem to be doing too much. And ideally, these guys are set to have like you could set it to be like a master or a client. So I have it set up as a master right now. So I'm going to see if I could just send the IP address and go from there. And we might do some shenanigans here. The big problem I have right now is, I don't know if you noticed earlier, is I have this EOS router, and that's screwing things up for me right now, because it keeps trying to secure me behind anything that has IP. So anytime I try to look at like an IP device, it's blocked, which is like really frustrating. So I may actually like sign off of this, and then what I'm trying to avoid, which I may end up doing, is I have an extra router. I may have to bust out that secondary router just to get around this EOS thing, which is like ridiculous, but that may be the route that I go. Is just set up a secondary router just so I could talk to these guys, and we'll have to go from there. But that's the plan. We'll see where we end up. I just wanted to just sit down and focus for a bit. So I think, yeah, first, like, I hate to do it because we have so many repos as it is. What we got? Because we started, I don't think, I'm gonna get rid of this external folder. I don't know what that's supposed to be, because we got our web USB POC, and we looked at all these different libraries, and we have our shell wrapper. I think, oh, you know what? I think the plan, let's look at the shell wrapper, because I think the plan was, if I get the socket to work in the shell wrapper, then I may build up the shell wrapper to be like, are you using this guy? Oops. Using this guy I hope I didn't break this thing. That sucked. Or this guy, right? Because I can maybe set it to be one or the other. But no, I guess we'll just do a new next app here. Well, let's look at Next.js WebSocket. There might be a better. Okay, this guy kind of has a tutorial for it. Kind of just looking it over. Sorry, I'm just responding to a text real quick and then I'll continue with this. Complicated question. So one thing I'm kind of like looking into right now is I think it's called Laura. Laura. Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, I think I answered the question. Anywho, so I'm just gonna focus on this real quick. So yeah, because we're not really interested in making like a GUI for this. We just want to see it do stuff. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna start with just an Next.js. We're just gonna start with the yield command. Go from there. Start there. Okay to proceed. Yes. What's your project named? We're calling this RFID WebSocket. Yes. Using TypeScript. Yes. ESLint. Sure, we'll use Tailwind. Sure. Yes. Sure. Would you like to customize? No. Okay, so that's just the basic build. And thank you, my one viewer. I am just hoping that's just not me on another device by mistake. But thank you for joining me on this wonderful Thursday evening. I've noticed a huge decline in the number of views. It's kind of funny because I do get people like I have like my studio app here that helps me run this. I can see that people have joined, and like basically, I get a like it looks like once a week I get a new follower, which is fun for me because it gives me like some motivation. But yeah, it's definitely like been a bit slower than before. I think it's also just people are getting tired of seeing me mess with the same thing for like months at a time. But that's the thing. It's like sometimes you just got if you're gonna be serious about this, it takes years sometimes, dude. So it's like you just gotta buckle in and just go for the ride. Okay, so we built this, so I'm gonna hit LS and I should see on our list here should be RFID WebSocket. So we're gonna go there. We'll run this. I think it's just run dev. May need to do running on 3001. Do I already have something running? I guess I do have something running. We can cancel this guy. We don't need it running right now. This should start up again on 3000. There we go. So this here. Whoa, what the heck? What the heck? What the heck, man? I need to buy a new keyboard. Okay. So we got our basic next. I'm just gonna follow the tutorial until we get stuck. I think that's gonna be the plan. And then I think what's gonna happen is, I'm just gonna write it down. That's gonna help me follow along. So I have this blank. I like how this was supposed to be the blank board, and it is just covered in doodles now. So let's just get rid of this. I wonder if there's an easy way to just blow it all away. Yeah, go. Can go too. So I wonder if I could just do really big, type something. Okay. So we do things to web. And oops. So what's the first step? We're going to just follow directions. Good enough. Sometimes I just need to write out what it is I'm going to do, even though it's like pretty straightforward, because it's hard for me to focus. And it's like I have to like remind myself like this is what you're trying to accomplish. Keep your eyes on the prize. Oh, you know what? Well, I already closed it. RFID WebSocket, RFID WebSocket. Okay, so then in this build source page should be our page. Later, we made this nice and big. Okay, so let's look up getting started. Look up WebSocket. I don't see it. I don't think it's it. Web. Okay, yeah, it's right. That's weird. Yeah, because I thought there was literal. I thought there was a literal explanation on how to do WebSockets in Next.js. Like I thought it was built into Next.js. So I'm a little confused that when I type in WebSockets, I get nothing. But that's fine. Let's just look at the code. When was this written? This was written a year ago. So, and this is just a use effect. Well, this is like insanely simple. Let's just give this a go. And if it's so simple, it may be something I should just not worry about. So the build. Oh, okay. I am just having the hardest time focusing, guys. Okay, so should just be these two things. Okay, so we got that. And see, this is trying to do it via Express and Axios. I don't feel like that's right. Okay, so I'm gonna throw all this away, and we don't need their footer. This all goes bye bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye, footer. This can say hello world. So first course of business is it's trying to get me to do a server TS file here. Problem is it's supposed to be a JS file, and the fact I made it a TS. What does this say? Require. Yeah, I don't think this is up to date. Whatever this guy wrote, I don't feel like it's correct. Next WebSocket. Maybe I'll just use this. This might be easier. Okay, I'm gonna give this one. Let's look at this here, though. This is. Let's just do next. This was published 12 days ago. Yeah, maybe I'm trying to reinvent the wheel a little too much here. Because this one has 100 million. I don't like this. Okay, this is using WS, but this is from state. Let's look at what this said. WebSocket require WS, WebSocket server JS. It's funny because now I'm like, now that I try to play with it, I'm coming back to this. Yeah, okay, this seems. I should have just listened to DeepSync because I think DeepSync's on the right path here. So, we're gonna uninstall what I just installed. Socket.io. And we're gonna install WebSocket. WS, right? And I hate that, like, so like we'll just see how this goes because this wants to do socket server JS. I'm gonna probably do socket server ES. And it's like, where is this supposed to live? I'm gonna put it in the let's rename this a socket. I think this really does want to live at the root. Cannot redeclare. Does not like that. Let's look at the instructions here again. So we did this. Create a file name in your project root. It wants to be named JS. I'm just going to rename. I think it's the issue with the naming here, so let's just call it Websocket. Is that going to matter? Then let's click WS. It doesn't like this require. Quick fix. Quick fix. Yeah, I guess we'll try this real quick. We gotta get rid of the apostrophes here. We're just gonna see if we can add types for WS. It's pretty popular, so it should be there. Is it gonna still complain? Yeah, so that's better. And then server does not exist on type of WebSocket. Quick fix. That should be there. We just loaded the type. Oh, okay. So this is saying it should be pick out that. Problem is you're using WC socket server instead of WC socket WebSocket server. To fix this, change WC socket server to WC WebSocket server. Okay, accept. Might be that it needs to be server. So I'm trying to write this in TypeScript instead of JavaScript, but I don't really know all the types. I've never got this to work yet, so I may be already like doing dumb stuff here. Still doesn't like it. Server cannot be used in value because it's not. Okay, so it doesn't like that format either. It needs to be server. Man, this is kind of annoying to. Let's see if I can do. I should just trust the AI, right? Let's just trust the AI. Okay, so this is saying port WebSocket from WS. I'm gonna ask this AI. Ah, did not let me copy paste my error. So you see, like I tried Copilot and didn't give me the right answer. So we're gonna try. I guess this would be the night where I just play with the AI and not really think about coding. What am I trying to do? We're trying to use a website. That's right. Okay. There we go. Let's try that. There we go. We got there in the end. But now I can't find WebSocket is declared but never read. So let's look at what it does. Do we ever? Okay, yeah. We define it. So that fixes this issue too, huh? There we go. Now I got a properly typed WebSocket server. So that's kind of nice. What are we doing on time? I'm gonna try and go for another 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna get some more tea. I have a little bit of tea. I'm drinking a chamomile tea because my brain is just. Bleh. It's been a blah year already, so I'm just trying to get through some coding here, get my head back into the game, you know. Okay, so we got that going. Get one of these lines I don't like how with that. Okay. So we got that in there. So let's go back up. So then we got pages, WebSocket TSX. So I guess I'll just copy this and then again we'll just fix whatever's broken here. What is the path? Because I guess I don't have. We don't need that open right now, but I'll close it. This is just saying pages. Pages and what? Source pages? This just says pages again. This I don't know if it means root pages or source pages. I think it's supposed to be source pages. Go look them next. App page. Okay, I explained the app page. Right, so let's look at this page again. Where's DeepSync? So this is slash pages, but I think it's supposed to be app page. Let me look at. Yeah, I guess the page, the folder's name is not anything special. I don't like that it's called pages in that thing, so I'm going to rename it. So it goes app, we make a new folder, and we're going to call it I guess we could call it page. It does not need to be plural. What was it called? What were you calling it here, Mr. DeepSeek? WebSocket TSX. Is that all I needed? So this is under a pages folder, but I may just put it as a main. Okay, right, so then we could just go page WebSocket, I think. Nope. Does this need to be renamed pages? I had no idea if that's the case. Excuse me. I might go grab a hoodie. It's getting chilly in here. I'm just trying to figure out how it's anticipating me to load this. Because yeah, this page's WebSocket thing, source app. Like that route does not seem correct to me. Like that doesn't seem like it's a valid route. What I might just do is just take all this. Yeah, okay, it's all just using use state. Because I don't think we need this. I think I could just literally just take all this. Delete this. Dump it into here. Right, and then that should just be on our, okay. Yeah, now it's not liking. That's fine, I'll just undo that. This is what we'll do, dump that in there. This, delete this. This now lives there. I think that'll work, or I may just break some more. Okay, I'm just gonna start and close this just to be on the safe side. Yeah, okay, what does it say here? The important one needs to use the as client component to fix. Okay, that's easy enough. It just wants to use client at the top. literally just wants the word use client. Is that gonna work now? There we go. Banana. We can't read it. Send. Did not do anything. Let's look at our console. Our console do anything here? Is already in a closing or closed state. Our WebSocket connection to local host 880 failed. Connection is closed. Okay, so let's. So this code just categorically doesn't work, which is what I kind of figured, but we'll see in a sec. Because what I think it is. Because I think this file may need to live in app. So I'm going to move this in app. You see how like I'm trying to grab everything, like I keep trying to move socket server and won't connect. So I'm expecting WebSocket server is running on to show. I guess I'll ask. We'll ask DeepSeek. Maybe DeepSeek can explain. Okay. It wants to be under pages. Because it says the WebSocket server should be on the same level as the TS config. I think this data is I think this is out of date. I don't think this is right anymore. So this is the problem with AI, is this was, even though this was like it studied the data, it could tell me how to do this in an older fashion, but like literally the data, the folder structure has changed and this doesn't match what's going on anymore. So now we just kind of gotta go, because it's still thinking that it needs to be under pages. All this stuff is too old. What does this say? Route. Is it still thinking pages? Let's go back to our build here, because I think the server file may be in the wrong spot. So this page is API socket.js. Okay, hold on. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. Got the sniffles. I'm gonna get more tea, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. I just love that transition. Let's do it again. Zoom. Zoom. I just like that. That's fun. Okay, so we started to make a WebSocket here. All the documentation seems to be out of date. This one's from at least 6 months ago. The problem is that this is expecting, okay, this is expecting this pages folder, but that's a little off. So we have like we'll just make it /API socket folder and then see if that works. Because right now we have it an app. Actually, I guess we just have it in socket server here. So it doesn't seem to be finding this, so we're gonna just make an endpoint here. So we make an API folder. This should go in the app folder, and then we're gonna move this over here. Move. And we're just gonna rename it to socket TS. Right. How does this change from what we have? I think this is more or less the same. Export default async function handler. What do we got going on here? I don't see an export is the thing here, right? We're just kind of running it. I guess we'll just try and wrap it. See if it matters at all. Nope. What was the format document? That's what it was. Oops. That was not what it was. What is our... Do I want prettier or TypeScript? I guess that. There we go. Guess it wants to be like that. Right, what do we got? Are we doing... Next, we'll create a WebSocket server and then an API wrap. Below is a simple example of a WebSocket server. Okay, so this guy's setup is... This one is from at least 6-7 months ago. So this is the most up-to-date I've seen. Even though this pages route is no longer existent, but that should be fine. So actually what I think I'm going to do is literally just grab this guy's code here and put it instead of what yeah. So I don't think we need this. Let's see if I can format it. There we go. And then civ WebSockets.server. Let's do WebSockets server here. This is any for now. I wonder if there's like a Next.js response. Next API response. Does that work? Yeah, it works. I wonder if we can do Next API request then. Let's try that. That might be better. You know, I'm just gonna keep it as request. See if that works. And then it doesn't want to use WebSocket. I think the problem is now. Okay, so that doesn't work. I don't know what to type this. I guess I could just leave it any for now. Unexpected any. Quick fix. I guess unknown. Let's see if this guy's code gives us any hints. Or, you know, I could even just go back to DeepSeek here. What do we got going on here? So we got... for handle upgrade... Steven knows this. I don't think this is gonna work. Oh, it might know. It says incoming message from HTTP. Nice. Okay. Thank you, DeepSeek. I'm using like two different AIs now to code. That's kind of silly. Oops. I was not expecting to use two different AIs to code tonight. This is up here, incoming message. There we go. Okay, so we typed our socket here, which is kind of nice. So now if we go back to this dude's, don't need that. So we updated this guy's code a little bit, so now it's typed. And then on the client, they have a very simplistic component here. So we're just going to make that into a component on our end here. What's this guy calling it? Socket component. He just puts it, yeah, okay, he put it like I did it. I usually just put it in component folder. But I'm just gonna call it socket container or socket. I would say widget. It's not a widget. You know, I'm just gonna call it socket block. Yes, socket block. You're now socket block. Because I don't like calling components in the components folder. It's already kind of redundant there. Socket block. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna change our page TSX. Gonna get rid of all this. This can all go away. Well, this seems weird to begin with. Yeah. Oh, it's a little too far back. So get rid of footer. And then main. Get rid of all the content inside main. And then we're just gonna put in socket block. Socket block. Import socket block from components. Socket block. Oh. I'll find it. There we go. Okay, so do we have extra div? No, gotta do. Now should I just have a socket on our page? Nope, does not like socket component. Does yeah. I got rid of use client, so I gotta add use client back in. I don't know why it just doesn't have default use client on this page level. Like, I think most people are gonna put use client there. Okay, WebSocket example. What am I supposed to see at this point? Console. Let me kill this. Do it again. And I'll do it again too. Right, so let's take a look at, so now this is tutorial number 2 that we're trying out here. And I'm seeing nothing happen. So at least it's not bugging out. So let's look at socket block, return WebSocket example. API socket. I'm not seeing any of this. Usually I just do export default. I don't need to do it that way. Is it const export default socket block? I thought it was export default const socket block. What's co-play say? What am I doing wrong here? Okay, whatever. It wants me to do it this way. That's fine. I'm over it. Okay, so we're running it. We can see it's doing this. We're seeing it's supposed to console log when we hit localhost 3000 API socket. Does not seem to be doing that though. Let's refresh this. I have one error. That's just supposed to be there. Yeah, I'm not seeing this one says I'm not promising. Yeah, stupid concept. Get rid of that. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing the message. What did I do wrong here? What did I do wrong? Because this should be firing something. I'm gonna do curl. $300 API socket. Bam! Look, we did get something. Well, at least I know it's supposed to be doing something. We got a page. We got a web page. We're not supposed to get a web page. Man. Maybe next wasn't the way to go with this. What I did this in next because my plan was one, dump this into my existing app, and two, make this like something that I could use for other things. What are we doing on time? It's 7:10. I'm probably just gonna go for another like remainder of the hour because usually I just do 2 hours, and around 8 o'clock my brain just kind of goes bleh. So we're making some progress, but this whole project's just been one big slog. Well, that's nice. One of my friends just got a record deal. All right. So something is not right. Something is not right. Again, like the server part doesn't seem to be working correctly. Like this all looks like it should be working. So let's look at our implementation again. WebSocket serves you now establish a connection on client side. On open, on message, and on close. On open, on message, on close. Yeah, this just does not work correctly either. Because this is like, I feel like this is like one of the things just like draw an owl. You put 2 dots and the next one's just like the whole owl. Yeah, this doesn't seem, this feels like something's not right here. Like I was expecting some messages here. Because we're not seeing this. Though technically, here's the thing. These messages on the front end, I should be seeing via the client. Like I should be seeing that on the back end. Which is kind of annoying. Yeah, this does not seem to be working correctly. Because you go API socket. Does this say 404 in it? Oh, there's a lot of... Let's see what we get when we go API socket. 404. So I think that's the first, but I think our path is incorrect. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this guy had right here this API hello. We're gonna try that real quick. And just see if I could get it back to say hello world. But we're gonna put in proper TypeScript this properly. It's not necessary, but I want it to work the way I want it to work. Okay, so that should be format. So now if I go hello, I should see hello world here? No. So I did something wrong here. App API help. Okay, so something's wrong with my routing is what I'm seeing. So the code may work, it just may be, yeah, because you see app socket, app hello, it's 404. It's not. We're gonna restart the app again, and we'll just see. I guess the next step is let's get this hello to route right. I have a bad problem. I'll do something really complicated, and then the simple thing, like I overstep the simple thing because I always I'll skip to like the end and do the heavy lifting, and then I'll not have put my shoes on or something stupid, you know. Forget to put the gloves on for the lifting. Okay, so this is saying 404, so that means app API. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go back to look at Next.js's documentations here. API, right? Page, linter, project structure, app pages. Where do we write API to? None of this is answering my question. Where do I put that? So we have app layout page. Layouts and pages, blah, blah, blah. API reference. App API route. Where do I have it? App, yeah, app API. That looks right. I guess they want it in a route file. Yeah, I think, okay. Pages API. Okay. Well, that's dumb. That explains a lot. I misunderstood. I thought this wanted it. Okay, that's really dumb. But that's fine. In the root level, they wanted a pages folder. And I think that's been like the problem the whole time is I thought that I wanted it to use this specific method, it needs to be in a different folder altogether. So it's just dumb folder structure bullshit. Internal server errors. So now we got some more. What do we got going on here? What do we got going on here? This page cannot be found. That's there should be a page. Oh no, I bet once you use the other folder structure, you can't use both simultaneously. That must be what's going on now. That's stupid. This is all stupid. This code's stupid. Blech, blech, blech. I'm gonna hurl. Right, so if we make a pages folder, pages. Oh, did I make two? What is going on here? Oh, I did something weird. Yes. Source app components. So this was supposed to just be at the root. So we'll make a new root pages. Right. And then this folder I want in pages. Move. That should be correct now. So let's try this again. Is this screwing things up? So we have pages API and then we have source app. If I refresh, okay, so we got WebSocket example then. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So it's trying to hit localhost API socket. Okay, so now we got hello world. So now we're getting somewhere. So now we got the folder structure right. But now, so let's try socket, see what we get here. Invalid upgrade header, that's fine. So let's look at our console here. So this says website connection closed. It tried to connect to localhost. I'm just going to put this in a browser real quick. Can't be reached. What's it saying on our server? Does it say anything here? API socket 101. So now I gotta look up what 101 is. I think we're getting somewhere now. So I think 101's attempt to connect, if I remember right. Switching protocols. Cool. Okay, so it switches protocols in the fields. So we started our socket thing. We started a socket. So, you know, now that I've done that guy's code, I think I'm going to try and switch back to the DeepSeek code, because I didn't realize that DeepSeek was trying to tell me do at the root level, because I thought that was supposed to be in the app level, because that's what I remembered. So I think I'm going to go back and kind of add back in DeepSeek's server here and see what happens. Because this is... I don't think that's the right one. What are we doing on time? Still got like another half an hour to go, but I'm like, I feel myself losing my steam. I guess I'll try this guy again. I'm just a little confused. We'll just give it a go. So I think socket block is fine. We go to socket. I'm just gonna comment out this bit, because the thing is, like, it doesn't wrap it. Let's try that, because this doesn't seem to have like a wrap the code at all. So I'm curious what's supposed to happen here. I guess I gotta look at what... Let's read what it is. Okay, key points. Incoming message. This is a type of request or represents the HTTP request object. Okay, so that's a request. Incoming messages are requests. Okay. Socket. This is a type for socket. It represents the underlying TCP socket. Buffer. This is a type for head. It represents the first packet of the upgraded stream. No server true. This option tells WebSocket server to not create its own HTTP server. Instead, it will handle upgrade requests from existing HTTP servers. This method is used to manually handle the WebSocket upgrade process. It allows you to integrate WebSocket functionality into existing HTTP server. Okay, so this all seems good. I am like somewhere in this. That's the server. It had given me, yeah, this. This is the component it claimed I shouldn't make. So I'm going to just copy this component, because I believe this component will still work for socket block here. So this is the old socket block. We'll just put it down here for now. New socket block. Socket block. Export default function. I guess it doesn't need a const. if I do it that way. Alright, so we'll give this a go. See if this breaks everything. Okay. Test. Send. Yeah, so this doesn't want to connect. Man, this is a bummer. Does it give a reason? Nope. I wanted to get this working tonight. I don't think we get this working tonight. Because essentially, I need a WebSocket thing to work. So, one, if I could get it to the socket to work, I could get it to communicate with these guys. Hopefully, would be my next step. And if I could get it to communicate with those, then I am in business. Because this is just saying it fails to connect on socket block. And I'm not sure. I keep opening this, but I just hide it. Not sure why that is failing. It's not giving me a reason. See, here it doesn't even get to the 200, right? So when we test it, it's just not going to work because it's already closed. It can't find a connection. It just fails to connect to 880. And I think that's partially... This is what happens when you follow. Okay. So now we come to the part where it's a question of, hey, is this even working correctly? Right? Because I think now... Server listen 880. Does this have server listen? So this doesn't even have server listen. I think this code, the old code's probably better. I think I'll go back to the old code. I don't think DeepSeek is correct here. Though I think, right, because we have an on connection, on message, and we have a send. I don't know. So we got like two different. This is gonna be I think this is gonna be messy for a while. But I think we're had a better results here, so we could go back. I'm kind of going back and forth between one tutorial example and what DeepSeek is giving us, because they're not the same kind of code. They're a little different. So I'm a little like, which one's more accurate is like the question for me. So I'm just gonna dump this back in. I want to see where we were with this, because I think I can get this to work. This is simpler, and we may build up to what DeepSeek is doing. Because the problem is, I did WebSockets 2 years ago, so now I'm just like, I don't remember any of it. So I'm just trying to remember how they all work. Right. So here we're failing our connection. It's not giving a reason why. Socket block is effect. Socket block TSX. New WebSocket. So it's trying to do... Yeah, why would this work? API socket, API socket. I guess this would be right. Because it's trying. Yeah, because it's built in. It should just connect. Right, because this should do something here. I think it may not like how I rewrote that, so I may go back and change it and see. Because I'm doing WebSocket server from WebWS. That might be issues. Let's run this again. The problem is right now it's like it doesn't like this line. I'm gonna just throw it over. Yeah, because the problem right now is we have no server true. No server true. On connection function connection. I don't think I changed. Yeah, this should just work. I don't know why this isn't working. Localhost API socket. Man, this is a bummer because it like at this point, like did I screw it up somehow? Did I misspell socket? Localhost. Because it does this. We do see it do this. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to just toss in the console log here. See if it fires that somewhere. I'm a little confused on. Yeah, it says WebSocket connection has failed. Cannot find it. I was getting it to 101 before. So now I'm wondering, like, what the heck did I do to make it not 10, make it 101 again? Yeah, here it's not 101ing anymore. So I did, oh man, what did I do? Because at least had doing that earlier. Saga block, did this code get changed? I don't know. I think I'm just going to try to debug this for like another 15 minutes and then I'll just call it for tonight. Yeah, website connection localhost failed. That doesn't go anywhere. AI. Let's see what the AI says. AI is just freaking everywhere now, guys. Turn on calls from. Okay, yeah, sure. Help me out, AI. So this is AI number. This might be AI number 3 for tonight. So now I got 3 different AIs helping me. There's just AI everywhere. It's just who knows. AI is just everywhere now. So now Chrome has an AI that's trying to tell me what's wrong. I was using Copilot inside my IDE to fix some bugs, and then on top of that, I've been talking to our buddy DeepSeek. So that's 3 different AIs I've hit up tonight to just kind of fix this bug. And they're somewhat helpful, but they're just, I find them so annoying. Right? So let's go look at this now. What does it say? Understanding the problem. Client code is trying to website. Yeah, I know this. No server running. There's no website incorrect address. See, I'm thinking it's incorrect address. Because I had this working. At least it was giving me the 101 before. On connection, on message, on send, on client connected. Oh, do I still have the right port? Okay, anywho, let's I guess let's give this a go. It's kind of crazy that they didn't update this. It thinks this is CSS when it's JavaScript right now. They just throw this stuff out the door. They don't really like. Okay, so this is saying we have this code, right? This is what we were trying. And it's suggesting this code here. How is this different? Okay, WS new WebSocket server, new WebSocket server. This says port 3000. This says no server true. I guess we'll try that real quick. Oops. And then we have on connection, WebSocket, on message. So this says it as data, but that shouldn't matter. Doesn't it? Might? No, because that's just the name of the function. Because then it just passes in. So this is like almost identical. They just have it. It's kind of funny because you could tell this must be pulling from almost the same source then. But then we also have WS send message here, whereas this is just sending something. So I guess that's the one thing we'll try this real quick. And then we'll try something else. But this is interesting. All this AI. Okay, so it still failed. Basically, on load of the page, we should get a connection to the WebSocket. Yeah, this still failed. Is this not connecting? No, to confirm, like if I go localhost 3000 API hello, we get hello world. So that path is correct. So the pathing seems correct in our front end socket block, right? Localhost API socket. This says socket. This says this is a socket page. I'll get rid of this. I had it doing like it was writing this before, so I don't know what's wrong with it now. Localhost 3000 API socket. Are we running localhost 3000? Yeah, API. If I hit socket here, it won't load the page because it's not. It's going to say invalid upgrade header. Access store. Was it server response with a status 400 bed request? Okay, so it knows there's something there. Localhost 3000, localhost API socket, Interesting. Interesting. Okay. I want to see something. So this we're doing two things here, right? We're connecting to a socket, so the code to connect to a socket is really straightforward, and then we're trying to serve a socket. And it seems like our connection to the server via Next.js is not working too hot. I just want to see if I point to another socket if I can connect. So maybe I could just Google that real quick. Trying Hercules, I guess. That is not what I wanted. What is this guy saying? TCC? No. Test WebSocket. Connect. Okay, so let's try that here. Oh, that's WSS. I wonder if I just need to add an extra S. I don't think so. Okay, so it's a problem with my route because look, we connected here. So, that's good. So let's do this. I'll play with getting the server in a minute, but what I was curious about is if we look at, I've been having this open for a bit. This is for one of my scanners, and I turned on WebSockets. So I'm curious, like, that makes no sense. So this is talking about BLE. Server host. This is only available in master mode. Okay, so I may make this a master mode. Okay, I may play with this a little later then. Let's see if I get my server going. Because I think what needs to happen is because this should be linear read disabled. Master mode post request. Okay, I may play with this a little bit later. This is kind of what I've been looking at. The problem is like I don't know because my hope. So this says I need to set an IP. I mean, set a URL. Because this is kind of like where I'm trying to look at, right? Will be forwarded UR2 all bytes for 2. I don't know. This is kind of like I'll have to play with this. Update using web front end. Okay, so I'm kind of trying to figure out. This is confusing. Update NFC reader component. Oh, let's try this guy. This is kind of interesting. So I believe was this just a shell script? What is this? Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Undo. My finger slipped. Date added. Date added. What the heck happened? There we go. Yeah, I believe all I wanted to do is just open with. See, it doesn't want to let me open with my this guy, Visual Studio Code. Oh. Okay, well, I think I'm done for tonight. I got some new things to look at, right? Because I think I'm gonna try and get that reader script to detect. I'm gonna try and run that script, see what happens, to see if it finds the reader. But yeah, I think I got like a way forward, so that should be kind of interesting. What's going on here? There's a lot of documentation to go through. This tool is used to find a device, local network, online finder. We do not want to do that. These just don't work. This is more of what I was trying to get to. Be sure application includes index of application requires JavaScript. Sure use the browser extension. How? Okay, I don't want to do that. This is all kind of dumb. Yeah. There's a like this does not explain. I was hoping there was a bit more information about WebSockets on here, but there is no information about WebSocket. Like, I was hoping it would tell me like what port, what API endpoint to hit, because I was hopeful that like, because this, so it's kind of dumb because basically to hit this endpoint right now, the way that my computer's set up is that it's not gonna let me hit that like I have to. I think this will work. Yeah, this will work. I'll disconnect from here. Right? So no more Wi-Fi. No longer have internet on this computer. Right? If I refresh, no internet. So if I go to the IP now, it's still not going to let me go to that IP, which is frustrating. Right? 192.168.4.1. What I did want to see was, I believe I have this window open. If I hit this IP, I was hopeful. Yeah. Because I thought this was local to my machine. So I don't know. The main issue I have right now is that this is not just plug and play, and I could put a website on here. I don't want to be running our websites off this thing. I want this thing to be like a tool that I could send information to and from. So it's kind of frustrating because it's like essentially this little guy may be the way I go, but we'll see. I gotta play with this a little bit more. I think I'm going to spend the rest of the night reading documents. I'm going to sign off now. Appreciate anyone who's been watching. Notice I have 2 viewers right now, so thank you for watching tonight. Hopefully, I feel like I'm just there's one little nugget of information I need to figure out, and I've been kind of like walking around this maze of like how do I get this to communicate, and I think the socket stuff was pretty good. I just got to figure out, like, I was hopeful when I looked at the documentation right now that it would just be like, you could talk to this on this WebSocket now that it's connected, but like, this does not say that. Like, I cannot hit this IP locally. So, like I said, I think what I may end up having to do is go get another router and make like my own network for this to work on, and that's not what I really wanted to do. So we'll see where we end up. I'm gonna keep playing with it, but I think that's all I got for me tonight. So appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Is this okay? No, I guess it's still working. I thought my microphone was off, but I guess my little console's a little broken here. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm gonna try and just like I still want to get this stuff to work. So I think I'll try to get the socket thing going. I'm gonna read a little bit more next, and then hopefully next time I'll at least have like a socket working, and then once I get that working, I may put these guys in slave mode and see if I could just like send messages to him from it and go from there. I think that's more viable than what it's trying to do right now. So yeah, okay. So I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna let my little noggin take a little rest. So see you guys possibly Sunday. I think Sunday is my next streaming day. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow. I don't think I got much going on. I think I'm gonna be streaming more because I just need to get this stuff done. And the more I stream, the more I'm sitting at the computer getting things done. So yeah, that's about it for tonight. And thanks for hanging out. Adios.